poor boy. In a small, quiet village surrounded by dense forests and rolling hills, there lived a boy named Tom. Tom was 10 years old, but he had already experienced more hardship than most people face in a lifetime. His parents had passed away in an accident when he was a baby, leaving him in the care of his grandmother. She was a kind woman with a gentle smile, but she was very old and frail. Together, they lived in a small, crumbling house that barely kept out the cold wind during winter. Life was difficult for Tom and his grandmother. They had very little money, and most days, they struggled to find enough to eat. Their home was poorly built, with holes in the roof that leaked whenever it rained. Yet, despite their challenges, Tom never complained. He loved his grandmother dearly and worked hard every day to make life easier for her. Each morning, Tom woke up before sunrise to begin his chores. He swept the dusty floor, fetched water from the village well, and went to the nearby forest to gather firewood. When he wasn't busy at home, he worked in the fields of wealthy farmers, earning small amounts of food or money to take back to his grandmother. Tom was small for his age, but he was strong and determined. Even though he was hardworking, there was one thing Tom longed for more than anything else. He wanted to go to school. Each day, he watched other children in the village walk past his house with their books and bright smiles. They laughed and talked as they headed to the small schoolhouse at the edge of the village. Tom watched from the window, his heart aching with envy. But school was not an option for Tom. His grandmother could not afford to buy books, clothes, or pay the school fees. Their little money was spent on food and medicine. So Tom's dreams of education remained just that, dreams. A harsh winter. When winter arrived, life became even harder for Tom and his grandmother. The wind was icy, and snow covered the ground like a thick white blanket. Their small house, with its broken windows and thin walls, was freezing cold. One morning, Tom woke up and noticed that the firewood pile was gone. His grandmother sat by the cold fireplace, coughing softly. She looked pale and weak, and Tom grew worried. Without firewood, they would not survive the harsh winter nights. Tom decided to venture into the forest to collect wood. He put on his thin, patched coat and wrapped a torn scarf around his neck. His shoes had holes in them, so his feet quickly became numb as he walked through the deep snow. The forest was quiet and still, with the trees standing like tall, frozen statues. As he picked up sticks and small branches, Tom heard a faint sound. It was a soft chirping noise, coming from a nearby tree. Curious, he walked closer and saw a small bird lying on the ground. The bird's wing was injured, and it was shivering from the cold. Tom's heart ached for the poor creature. Without a second thought, Tom removed his scarf and carefully wrapped it around the bird. "I can't leave you here," he murmured to himself. Carrying the bird gently in his hands, he turned back toward home, forgetting about the firewood. An act of kindness. When Tom returned, his grandmother was surprised to see him holding the bird instead of wood. She smiled faintly and said, "You have such a kind heart, Tom." Despite their struggles, they decided to care for the bird. They placed it near the fireplace and gave it crumbs of bread and water. Over the next few days, the bird grew stronger. It hopped around the small room, chirping happily. Tom felt a sense of joy he hadn't experienced in a long time. Soon, the bird's wing healed, and it was ready to fly again. One sunny morning, Tom opened the window, and the bird flew out into the sky. He watched it disappear over the trees, feeling both happy and sad. Winter continued, and their situation worsened. The food supply dwindled, and the cold seemed to grow sharper each day. One night, as Tom lay in bed staring at the stars through the broken roof, he whispered a wish. "I hope something good will happen," he thought. The birds return. The next evening, a soft knock came at the door. Surprised, Tom opened it and gasped. The little bird had returned, but it was not alone. It carried a small pouch in its beak. The bird flew inside and dropped the pouch on the table. Tom's grandmother opened the pouch and was stunned to find gold coins inside. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at Tom. "This is a miracle," she said. "Your kindness has been repaid." With the gold, Tom and his grandmother's lives changed. They bought food, warm clothes, and enough firewood to last through the winter. They also repaired their broken house, making it warm and comfortable. Most importantly, Tom was finally able to go to school. He worked hard, studying every day and learning quickly. He loved reading books and solving problems, and his teachers were impressed by his determination. A new life. As the seasons changed, Tom grew stronger and smarter. He never forgot the bird that had brought hope into their lives. The little bird visited often, singing cheerful songs and flying around the house. Tom always welcomed it with a smile, remembering how one small act of kindness had transformed their world. Years passed, and Tom grew into a young man. He became a teacher, helping other poor children in the village get an education. He knew what it was like to have nothing, and he wanted to give others the same chance he had been given. Tom's grandmother lived to see her grandson succeed, and she was proud of the kind and hard-working boy she had raised. Together, they often sat by the fire, remembering the cold winter when a small bird changed their lives forever. In the end, Tom's story was not just one of hardship but also of kindness, hope, and the belief that even in the darkest times, a small act of love can bring light. Thank you so much for watching this story. If it touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need a little hope today. Remember, even the smallest acts of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We appreciate your support, and together, let's spread kindness and positivity to the world. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.